Hello everyone and welcome to Riordanverse News, your one-stop spot for everything Riordanverse, whether it be books, adaptation or anything in between. This is the place you want to be, so be sure to hit that subscribe button and notification bell for weekly Riordanverse news. We've got quite a bit of news this week, mainly related to the adaptation mode, with a few other things as well, so let's dive into it. Before we get into adaptation news, I want to say a huge congratulations to Riordanverse, who has just released the finale for the Shah series. Part of, the first book that was part of the Riordan Presents imprint, which is Hindu mythology, and the last book in the series has come out this last week. And so happy for that series. I can't wait to read the whole thing. I've only just recently kind of been able to get into it because my reading ability has been in the drink. So I'm ready to get into this series more, really dive in and be able to finish it when I can. And for anyone who hasn't read Shah yet, be sure to go do so. Links will be in the description box, alongside, of course, all the other links for all the other Riordan Presents imprint stories. But getting into adaptation news now. So we had a post from Rick over the weekend, and I knew last week that I'd be getting more news when I'd already done the episode. So technically this is coming a little bit late, but it's exciting all the same. And we had multiple different updates on this blog post, which will be linked in the description box. So let's just go through it all. First up, we had the announcement that the studio was meeting together and they had a meeting with the props and costume departments to get a sort of show and tell of what they've got in development. So these are the sort of things that, as Rick even pointed out, things he hadn't necessarily thought of, but it goes along like this. Discussions of what kind of backpack does Percy use? What kind of t-shirts would he wear outside of the Camp Half-Blood shirt, I assume? What kind of sheath does Annabeth use for her dagger? Is Grover in cargo shorts kind of guy? And the all-important question, what pattern does Chiron prefer in his sweater vest? And the fact that these are just sort of like the minute details just shows the level of dedication that goes into things like this. And I just really love that there's a lot of dedication to figuring out these small little things that, though seem insignificant, do add up to give this sense of feel of what the characters of this series will be like, because those minute details are what make up every single person. Like the fact that I'm wearing my Team Avatar shirt, it's my part of my merchandise, and it also shows the sort of person I am, which is a grown woman wearing shirts with labels on from my own store. I'm going to stop because that's sad, but either way, you get what I'm meaning. Things like this, the small little details, just add to a character. And I just love the fact that the props and costume department are really thinking about these things. And Rick seems happy as well, so that's amazing. But carrying on from that, in relation to the props and costume department, they also looked at various mock-ups for the camp armour, the weapons, different shades of orange for the camp shirt and how each would appear on camera, and even had a mood board of various types of blue candy, which we love. They also saw early replicas for Riptide, oh my god, and got to play around with them. The blades were sharp, but somehow I managed not to hurt myself or anyone else. Rick finishes that by saying, all this by way of saying everything is looking great and I'm very happy with how the project is coming together, and I think you will be too. So Rick's happy, which means we should be happy. That's the bare minimum, people. There's some raising pessimism which is starting to come along, and people, just let people be happy. We don't even know anything at this point. If Rick's happy, that should be your source of knowledge for whether or not you should be feeling happy about this. He's the creator. Come on. Then we got into casting, and to sort of summarise before going into the post itself, basically, they think they're pretty close to finding the trio of Percy, Annabeth and Grover. Though they can't really confirm anything yet, it's sort of like coming into the final stages, so we may be finding out who our trio are. Maybe this month, next month, who knows, but it won't be long now. In relation to that though, as Rick says in the blog, please do not message Ashley or Becky, because Ashley doesn't know, so stop badgering her, and Becky can't say anything. So just, keep calm and don't harass people. I know that's not what it says, but that's what I'm saying. Keep calm and don't harass people. I think that's pretty bare minimum, people. Just calm down and we'll find out eventually. As was mentioned previously, alongside with all the other casting searches for other characters outside of the main three, who Rick again mentions later on, maybe getting announcements in a couple of weeks' time, maybe a little bit longer, he doesn't really know. But all 3 would be announced at once, most likely, is his assumption. But the casts that are currently also being looked for are Sally, Mr. D, Chiron, Luke, Clarice, yes, Gabe, Mrs. Dodds, etc. He says, this is hardly a spoiler, it's basically all the characters from the novel The Lightning Thief. This search is in its early stages. We have sent out sides, which basically means script sections to read to the agencies for some candidates to consider, but they haven't seen any casting tapes yet, nor is there any sort of definitive list of possibilities, just ideas at this point. Moving on to scripts now. The script work is coming along nicely. We have scripts for the first 4 episodes pretty much done and are hard at work with the remaining 4 episodes of season 1. So we kind of knew there were 8 episodes before. This, I think, is official confirmation that, because I think it was kind of confirmed, but just knowing now that they definitely only have 8 scripts that are being done, basically just confirms. It confirms the confirmation that there are only 8 episodes of this season, which I admit I am slightly disappointed by, which I know this is slightly me being hypocritical of what I was saying later, because I thought 10 episodes would maybe be better, but they know what they're doing. I believe in the writers. Let's see how it goes. But that's basically all that was said for the update on Rick's website. Of course, linked in the description box down below if you want to read a little bit more of the detail. And all in all, just the fact that this is moving on and things are progressing is incredibly important. And I think we just need to kind of look at things a little bit more positively at the moment. I'm starting to see a bit more negativity starting to come out here and there, which I feel is unwarranted. But, you know, people do have their own feelings. But either way, Rick and Becky are involved. Rick and Becky are both happy with how things are progressing. And things are progressing that we may be getting casting announcements soon. Maybe in a month or 2. We don't know. But things are moving forward. And they seem to be moving in the right direction. So, as I said, keep calm. Don't harass people. And look forward to what is coming, because if Rick's happy, that's really all that matters. Of course, also, you know, all the other people involved. But him being happy should at least be some sort of soothing balm for all of us fans, that the original creator is happy with what's being done. But I know that there are some people who are always going to be a little bit nervous. So I completely understand. But try and be a little bit more positive, because we're getting an adaptation with Rick involved and he's happy about how it's going. That's the best thing. And that's basically all we have time for this week. It's a fun little update. I'm glad to see things are progressing. Congratulations to Roshani again for the Shah series. I can't wait to see what else Roshani is going to be coming up with. And also can't wait to hear more news for the adaptation in future. Hopefully we'll get a few more things to do with the Kane Chronicles. We'll see. But yeah. Thank you all so much for tuning in, and I will see you all next time.